Sam wakes me up about an hour before our meeting with the Confederacy so I can freshen up. Sam, why is the Confederacy CNC, Command and Control, here near Earth? To be in command and control, I would think that they'd need to be close enough to actually command and control their soldiers. By the time information gets to them here, it has to be old, outdated, and no longer useful. The CNC is almost all higher-ranking officers, and they told the AIs they needed to be near Earth for planning and tactical purposes. The AIs have no experience at war and trust the officers to make decisions concerning it. Most of the officers still live on Earth even though they have accommodations on the CNC. They even have their conchs with them on Earth. How do they get away with having slaves on Earth? I'll bet living on Earth is why they want the CNC here, though. No replicator food, alcohol all the time, and never without their favorite things like they would be if they were living on the CNC or at a colony. Well, also because they are safer from the swarm here, the motherfuckers. Only the officers travel back and forth to Earth DD. All the enlisted live on the CNC. Of course, rank has its privileges, don't you know? Do you think the Confederacy would move the CNC out of the solar system if that was the only thing I asked for in compensation for violating our agreement? I don't know, DD. It never hurts to ask, though. And I'll throw in how the Confederacy is breaking Earth laws by allowing their officers to live on Earth with their slaves. Like you said, it never hurts to ask. Contact Trank and see if they are ready, okay, Sam? Okay, GP. They are ready, sire. Good afternoon, Guardian Prime. I am sorry we are meeting like this again. I am 2 Lunar Base AI. This is sounding stupid, always calling you Lunar Base AI and you calling me Guardian Prime. Can we go with GP and Trank? Guardian Prime. GP. Yes, I think that will be better as well, GP. Okay then, Trank. I found out something I need to make you aware of. It has come to my attention that Confederacy officers from the CNC are living on Earth with their slaves. You do know that slavery is against the law and in pretty much every country on Earth, don't you? We did not know that. The officers said it would not be a problem as they are now Confederacy citizens. Of course they'd say that, just like they said that they needed to be near Earth for planning and tactical purposes, when the real reason is probably so they can have all their favorite things from Earth. And they are a lot safer here than if they were near where they should be. Trank, I am going to ask for only one thing as compensation from the Confederacy for violating our agreement. And it's good in a way as the ones responsible for the violation will be the ones to pay. Trank, I ask that the Confederacy move the CNC out of Earth's solar system to a system where they will be better able to support the other Confederacy military bases and colonies. They will never go for that, GP. Hear me out, Trank. I know that extractions need to continue so Confederacy ships that are on missions for the purpose of extracting and transporting new volunteers and conchs will still move through this system. The lunar base needs to remain to support the extractions and for communications between the Confederacy and Earth governments. However, the CNC is the military's command and control, is it not? How can they have command and control over their soldiers and equipment, let alone make timely decisions regarding the war when they are so far away from it? Truth is, they probably can't because the information they receive would be old and no longer meaningful. By moving the CNC, the Confederacy will no longer be breaking Earth laws, and the military will end up having better command and control of all military situations. Okay, GP, let's say the Confederacy moves the CNC. Who will protect the Earth should the swarm arrive unexpectedly? I thought that the Confederacy was supposed to protect Earth, even though you have very little here to do so. Right now, the swarm are still a few years away, but if for some reason the swarm arrived here unexpectedly, the CNC wouldn't be able to put up much of a fight anyways, would they? However, if the Confederacy feels they can't provide the assets necessary to protect the Earth, then I will. I believe that what I have in this system right now is more than sufficient for the moment, and for any unexpected swarm attack. Commander, have the shields to cloak. The 4 shields appear and you can hear panicked voices in the background for a few minutes until the AIs inform the CNC and others who the ships belong to and that there is no need for panic. You are correct that we don't have sufficient assets here at the moment, though that will be rectified ASAP, so we will not need you to provide any. Though I have to ask how you got such ships so quickly. These ships were already built when they asked me to become Guardian Prime of their planet and solar systems. They are called the Guardian Prime Protective Group, or GPPG, and will travel with me wherever I go. I did not know about them until after I had agreed to become Guardian Prime. Do you have anything else, Trank? I have nothing else, GP. Do we have an agreement then? Okay, GP, once everyone has returned to the CNC in a few days, it will be ordered to move to another system. No, Trank, I want the CNC gone within 6 hours. They won't be able to have everything on board and ready to move in 6 hours. They are going to raise hell about having to move as it is. They didn't have 1 minute to move when they were extracted, so why would they need 6 hours now? And if they raise hell about moving, are they part of the Confederacy or not? UAIs have the final say, do you not? Just order a simple recall for everyone to immediately return to the CNC and inform them of the move when they are all on board and accounted for. If some aren't moving fast enough, I'm sure the Marines would love to have orders to go and get them. That would work. Okay, GP, we have an agreement. It has been registered in a copy sent to Sam. Excellent, Trank. I really hope we don't have to do this again. I suspect the CNC has a lot more officers like the late Rear Admiral, and hopefully this will stop anyone else from getting similar ideas. Unfortunately, some people are always watching the moon and the surrounding space, now that there is a Confederacy base on it, and they saw and got pictures of the new ships that appeared. My ships. With the internet, the photos and speculation spread like a wildfire. Just as quickly, the world's newsies were falling all over themselves asking questions, speculating about where the ships came from and what they are here for. The Confederacy put out a news release saying that they have been contacted by the ships. They are from a planet called Arcadia, approximately 25-50 light years from Earth. They are friendly and are here to pick up their leader and colonists. Well, didn't that information cause even greater speculation and stranger theories? Ha ha ha. I called Mark and Dean to tell them that yes, the ships were mine, but that it was not public knowledge. I told them that once things calmed down a bit, I'd love to show them my flagship. I made sure they had Sam's and my numbers and told them to call if they had any questions or needed anything. Sam, if you don't mind, let's go back to the flagship and you can give me a tour. Notify the commander we're coming, okay? I'd love to, DD. And in the blink of an eye, we were back on the flagship just outside my suite and a quick walk from the CIC. We entered the CIC and heard Guardian Prime is aboard. Again, just as we did the first time. I didn't notice it the first time, but the CIC looked more than a little eerie with the lights on and no one around. The first didn't need to take a corporeal form to run the ships. As you were, everyone. Good afternoon, Commander. Can you open comms to all the ships in our PG? I'd like to say a few words to everyone, if I may. Of course, sire. One moment. Comms are open to all ships in our PG, sire. Good afternoon, everyone. I thought I'd introduce myself to you, but I guess you already know that I am Guardian Prime and First of the First. I want to thank everyone for acting so professionally during the recent problem with the Confederacy. You kept a bad situation from rapidly escalating and contacted Sam as you were supposed to. You all accepted me immediately and responded to my orders without hesitation. I want to say thank you, and I appreciate you coming here to pick me and our colonists up. Getting colonists will take time, so you can plan on being here a while. If you require anything, please let your commanders or Sam know, and we'll do our best to see if we can get it for you. And if we should have the opportunity to talk outside of your work, I would like you to address me as DD or GP. Thanks again, and I'll let you go back to whatever you were doing. Sam and I leave the CIC, and she tells me that was a good thing to do for everyone on board, letting them know they are appreciated. I tell her it is something my parents always did with our employees. Let them know we appreciated their work. Sam, how long would it take to get all the medical enhancements and everything done? The enhancements and implants would be completed in 3 hours. Fixing any defects or potential diseases will depend on what is found and how far along it is. Something like cancer that is found at its early stage can be cured faster than if found at later stages. Okay, how about we stay up here tonight and I will get them done while sleeping? Is that possible? Not only possible, GP, but it is the more desirable way to get them done. You'll have extra time in case something is discovered. That takes longer to fix and you have extra time for any healing. You should contact Trank tonight too and get the Confederacy tech transferred to us. Is there enough space on the ship's data crystals for all the information? The information the Confederacy will send won't take up any noticeable space on a crystal. I have asked Trank to start sending the data to a crystal when they are ready. This crystal is not connected to any of our systems for the moment to prevent any possibility of bugs, viruses, etc. being transferred and infecting our systems. Once the transfer is complete and verified, the crystal will be reconnected to our system, and I'll inform Trank and another part of the agreement will be completed. Excellent, Sam. This has been quite a day. Show me around the ship and then we'll go to the medical center. Sam showed me around all right. The ship is huge, and even with her transporting us to different areas, even after several hours, I'm sure I didn't get to see it all. Seeing the fast attack craft, FAC, in the hangar was awesome, though. I wanted so badly to jump in one and go for a quick flight. The FAC looks like the elite dangerous Python. 58 OM at its widest, 88 M long, 18 M high, with these painted black with crimson striping. We went to the medical bay, and Sam showed me how to get into the medbed. Okay, GP, I will stay nearby and monitor the results as they happen, and we'll see you in the morning. I guess we should go back to the apartment so I can get some clothes and a few things like my toothbrush, toothpaste, etc. We can do that if you want DD, or I can have your clothes and toiletries scanned and replicated here, or you can choose whatever you want, whenever you want it from the replicator in your suite. Okay, cool. Have my clothes and other things scanned and put away for now. It'll take a little while to get used to using a replicator anytime I want something. See you in the morning, Sam. Opening my eyes, I feel more wide awake than ever before. I look around and remember I am on board my flagship, in the medical room, and had the implants and enhancements done overnight. I try to see if I notice anything different, but there doesn't appear to be for the moment. Well, Sam did say they would happen over the next 3 months. I sit up and see her standing at the foot of my bed. Good morning, Sam. Good morning, DD. How are you feeling? I feel great. I felt more wide awake this morning than I have before, but nothing else seems different. How did things go? Any diseases or defects? I take it the implants and enhancements went well? Everything went smoothly. No potential to defects or diseases were found. You are the epitome of health. The implants and enhancements are completed and will get stronger over time as you use them. If anything gets to be too much, let me know immediately. Now try thinking what you want to say to me, DD. Speaking using the comms implant will be in italics. Wow, I just heard Sam in my head asking me to think what I want to say to her. Okay, here goes. Can you hear me, Sam? Yes, I can, DD. It seems the comms implant is working and you have no problem using it. Let's try the ULT now. Tell me if you can understand me, but tell me in the same language that I just spoke in. Awesome, Sam. I can understand Russian now. Can you understand me? Am I speaking Russian correctly? What is the range of the comms implant? Yes, you are understandable in Russian. Some of the word pronunciations will not be exact because you are not used to speaking the language. That will clear up for all languages the more you use them. The comms implant gives you immediate communications within the Earth's solar system and up to 5 light years. Beyond 5 light years, there is a lag that increases as the distance increases. A first doesn't use them, but there is no limit on distance when you communicate with us because we are energy beings. This is fantastic, Sam. I can see this ULT being one of the first things we can trade for, though people might not go for it, though, because it is an implant. Is there an external version of the ULT? Yes, there are external versions. They have limited distance, work slower than an implant, and haven't been used by most races in many, many years. I would suggest a version that fits in the ear and looks similar to a hearing aid. Excellent, Sam. Do we have any here? Or can we make them on board? I'd like to have them available when we start filling Arcadia administrative and government positions. Any of the replicators can make them DD. When you want to, we can go through the available designs. Thanks, Sam. Oh, yay. It smells like I better go shower. I smell a little funky this morning for some reason. That's your sense of smell improving, DD. You will get used to your enhancements quickly, and it will be as if you had them all your life. We make our way to my suite, and I'm soon ready for coffee and food. I asked Sam about that, and she says I should try out the replicator. I mentioned that everything I have heard about the food and drink from a replicator is that it is not quite the same as the same thing from Earth. Sam tells me that the Confederacy purposely doesn't create alcohol the same as the product on Earth because they have seen drunk humans and didn't want them on board ships. They had hoped if it tasted like crap, humans wouldn't drink as much. But that didn't happen. Some humans still drink until they get stupid drunk. The food tastes slightly different because Confederacy replicators don't understand what is meant by a dash or pinch of an ingredient in a recipe, so that ingredient is not added. The Arcadian replicators use actual scans of both the raw ingredients and the final cooked product when replicating food or drink, so all ingredients used are part of whatever is replicated. When something that hasn't been measured is used during cooking, the scanner can determine how much is used, and that amount is added to the recipe. I scanned your coffee and fruit bowl while at your apartment and uploaded the scans to the data crystals last night. Try them and tell me what you think. We will need to send scanners out to gather the data for anything else, though. I get a coffee and fruit bowl from the replicator and take a hesitant sip of the coffee. Hey, this tastes the same. I can't tell any difference. I try several pieces of fruit and they taste normal as well. So far, it all tastes as good as if it came from the store. Sam, how much space do we have on your crystals to store food data? How many scanners do we have and are they large? Can they be seen? I'd like to send some to various grocery stores, restaurants, bakeries, etc., and start building a database for our use. The scanners are about the size of a hockey puck and can be cloaked. The data is transferred directly to the crystal on board, and you don't need to worry about running out of space on the crystals. You could copy everything on the internet and wouldn't use a significant amount of space. Okay, I'll give you a list of places to send cloaked scanners to. Can you also copy schematics and diagrams for muscle cars? I'd love to make some when we get to Arcadia. Include the most popular vehicles as well. I imagine we have the ability to make them so they don't run on fossil fuels? Yes, we do, DD. Earth is on the right track with electric cars, and if the scientists continue this research, they will eventually figure out their current limitations. We can build electric cars and anti-grav cars. Oh yay, I can just see people driving around in anti-grav cars. Mass chaos. Ha ha ha. I think we will stick to keeping the tires on the roads for now. I want an update from the commander, so I try out the comms implant again. Good morning, Commander. This is GP. How are you? Good morning, GP. I see you got the comms implant done. You will find it makes contacting any first a lot easier. Yes, I'm sure it will. Did anything happen overnight? Anything I should know about? Yes, 2 things, sire. First, the Confederacy CNC has left this solar system. They departed with 23 minutes remaining on your 6-hour timeline. And second, as you probably know, our ships have been seen and photographed by people on Earth, and the Earth news is running wild with speculation. Do they do that a lot? Broadcast to the world false information about something they know absolutely nothing about? The Confederacy made a statement, but that didn't help matters and may have even made them worse. Other than that, it was a quiet night, sire. Okay, thanks for the report, Commander. Yes, unfortunately, the news does do that a lot. I guess I'll have to deal with this sooner rather than later. Thanks for the update, Commander. If anything happens, please notify Sam or me immediately. Of course, sire. Enjoy your day, GP. You too, Commander. Are we ready to go, Sam? Whenever you are, DD. I will need to talk to you about a security detail today. Once word gets out that those alien ships are yours, your anonymity will be gone, and the possibility of someone or someone's trying to harm you increases dramatically. Okay, Sam, we will talk about my security sometime today. Does Arcadia or any other race make a personal shield or protective clothing? Something that a person could wear on their body to prevent death or major injury from something like a bullet or bomb? Your uniform will protect you from any kind of blade or small arms attack, and there is a body shield that will shield you from all larger grade weapons and small bombs. I doubt it will be needed soon, but get a few of the body shields made. How big are they, and what do they look like? The shield itself is only a few millimeters from your body and is not visible. The power pack is rectangular and is 4 centimeters long by 1.5 centimeters wide by 1 mm thick. It can be worn on a chain around your neck, disguised as part of your watch, or even implanted in your body. You didn't see it on the list of implants? Huh. No, I don't remember seeing a body shield on the list. I'd probably break a chain or watch, so I guess it would be another piece of metal in my body. Where is it usually placed? It is usually placed between the pectoral muscles, and just so you know, the implants aren't metal. They are a silicon-carbon mix. Okay, you need to start appreciating humor, Sam. I'll get a body shield implant as soon as one is available. Also, in regards to security, I think it would be a good idea to record any meetings or affairs we attend. I want a record of what was actually said or happened in case someone tries to doctor anything. I can monitor and record what happens around you 24x7 GP. This would cover you in case of any false accusations as well. And I do appreciate humor, GP. I just haven't heard you say anything funny yet. Ha 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 ha. The body shield will be implanted today if you want. Start monitoring me today, Sam. I know I'll forget to mention it again. I'll get the body shield done today whenever we have time. Now let's get going. There's nothing pressing going on today, so zap us to the apartment and we'll go from there. As we wander around, I ask Sam if she has found anyone to do the website, and she says there are two first working on it, and they'll have a rough design later today. Sam and I head back to the apartment, and I grab some food from the fridge, thinking I need to either empty the fridge or eat more soon, as I'll probably be staying on board my ship more than at the apartment. I sit down and make a list of my favorite restaurants and have Sam send some scanners to them, as well as some of the bigger grocery stores. I'll have to look online for restaurants and food from other countries as well. I'm thinking about going down to the gym when I realize I never saw one on the ship. Sam, is there a gym on board any of the ships? I know there was at least one on the flagship, and it should still be there. I have no idea if you could use the equipment, though. I know there are rooms for a gym on the Shields, but I don't know if they are equipped. I checked with the commanders, and all the ships have gyms, but no equipment in them. Let's go to the flagship and have a look at the space available, and then go to the Shields and see how big the rooms are. We may need to go shopping today. That put a smile on Sam's face. Man, even a female energy being likes shopping. The gym space is very, very large. Easily enough space for several of each piece of equipment. And I find out there are 4 gyms on the flagship and 2 on each Shield. Looks like shopping time. I tell Sam I'm going to rent a large transport truck, and everything we buy will go into the truck and then transported unseen up to the ship. She tells me that's fine. Oregon, we could have a replicator build them on board each ship if we took a scanner and scanned them. Okay, that's a much better idea. We go to a few showrooms and some of the bigger gyms, and I figured I saw more than enough to equip the gyms. At least, if we needed something later, we'd probably have a scan of it. I put together a list of equipment for one gym on each ship and where they should be placed, then gave it to Sam for the replicators to build. Sam said she'd also have some androids place the equipment as per my instructions. Androids? We have androids? I haven't seen any androids wandering around, Sam. Yes, DD, each ship has androids to perform physical things that first cannot. The androids also take care of cleaning and maintaining the ship. I'm going to check the info I copied from the data crystals. That should have been in there. Huh? It is there. Maybe something you just browsed over, DD? Could be. I normally go over things a couple of times for better retention. I'll go over the data again. In the meantime, I think I'll go try out the Fast Attack Craft FAC simulator. Just a sec, DD, and I'll go with you and set it up. Did you read up on it or just browse over it? I imagine since it's a man toy that you studied it in depth, ha ha ha. I look at her with a hurt expression, causing more laughter. The first part of the simulation is just familiarizing you with the craft and its controls. That lasts about an hour, followed by 20 minutes of flight controlled by First, then 40 minutes flying on your own. Cool. Let's go. I can't wait to try it out. Oh man, that FAC, Fast Attack Craft, was something else. Such speed and power. What an incredible feeling to fly it. Too bad it will be a cold day in hell before I get to fly one in a combat situation. At least according to Sam, it will be. According to her, my place is on my flagship in the CIC. I'm going over the data for a second time to pick up what I missed the first time, and I start to wonder about the security detail Sam mentioned. Sam, why don't you tell me about the security detail you mentioned this morning? Well, Dee Dee, you may think you don't need a security detail with you because of everything you are already using, but the security detail can prevent or stop something from happening before it can get close enough to possibly harm you. Plus, you won't be giving away the fact that you have other protection as well. The security detail can be invisible security. Makes sense. What is the security detail, though? The detail consists of 4 teams of 6 first, and a team will be with you 24x7 x 365. They usually rotate every 24 hours. I take it they will be invisible when they are with me? If you want them to be visible, they can be. Normally, they are not unless the situation calls for them to be. Are they here on the ship now? If so, I would like to meet them. Yes, they are here on board GP. They have been waiting for you to activate them. I can have them report here if you like? Yes, have them report here, please. I jump when I hear many voices loudly say, "Sire!" Shit, you scared the crap out of me. Welcome security, as you know I am Guardian Prime and First of the First. My name is Dedea Sanderson. Whenever on duty and it is not necessary to call me Sire or Guardian Prime, I want you to address me as GP. When you are off duty, you may call me by my name or by Didi, which I prefer. Please introduce yourself to me and let me know how you prefer to be called. I hope in the time to come we get to know each other and become comfortable around one another. They introduce themselves by teams and I find out they have no names. The previous Guardian Primes called them by their team and position in the team number. For example, the #1 first in Team 1 is called 1, 1-2 is called 1, 2, and so on. The same for the other 3 teams too, 1, 3, 1, etc. The correct way to say the names is to say each number individually, i.e. 1-1 or 1-2, not 11 or 1-1. I asked if that's how they preferred to be called, and they said they did. I asked 1, 1, 1, 1 to make up a rotation schedule and let me know when they would like to start. They will start immediately, I was told. Okay then. I'd like all of you to talk with Sam about human forms you can choose to appear as, and also a uniform you'd like to wear when in your human form. Most of the time you will not be seen when guarding me, but when you will be seen, at least for now. I'd prefer you were in humanoid form and clothed, especially here on Earth. I told Team 1 that I was probably staying on board until tomorrow morning and dismissed the rest. DD, the website is completed and the first are wondering if you want to have a look at it. Sure, Sam. Where do we have to go to see it? Check out the wall, DD. I look over and see a whole bunch of stars appear on a large area of the wall. The homepage comes up, and I admit it looks damn nice. A voice says the site can be scrolled through manually, or it can scroll each page in sequence automatically. At the moment, it will run automatically. The screen changes slowly, giving enough time to view the photo or read the text, before continuing to the next screen. I do see a control panel in the bottom corner with stop, start, rev, F, loud, and pause buttons. It looks like it covers everything I can think of. Sam does say it can be easily added to or changed when needed. That looks great, First. Thank you for putting this together on such short notice. If you think of anything the site might need, please let Sam or myself know. We will keep it offline for now, but I would like it ready to go live at a moment's notice. Thank you, Sire. We enjoyed working on this project for you. You can have Sam tell us when to go live, or you can tell us yourself through your comms implant. Please remember us if you need anything similar in the future. I most certainly will. Thank you again. Sam, can I contact Riker from here? Give it a try, Didi. It might take a while before you can, but eventually you will be able to contact any First anywhere, just as we can. I give it a try, but nothing. Oh well, maybe next time. I do ask Sam to contact Riker for an update and to update him as well. I contact my commander, and he reports everything is quiet except for the news people on Earth. Sam informs me Riker says everything is on schedule. Excellent. No major hiccups. Yet. I ask Sam how the screen on the wall works, and can I get Earth TV channels on it? She tells me I can turn it on and off by saying screen on or screen off, and that every Earth channel is available. I have to tell the screen what country or city and channel I want to watch, or if I know the broadcasting company I want to see, I can say that, and what country. For example, I could say Russia 1, BBC London or Fox Washington, D.C., and be watching whatever they were broadcasting at that moment. Cool, I'm going to give that a try. I tell Sam I want to see what the newsies are saying now about my ships out here. Screen on. The section of the wall where the screen is gets a little lighter than the rest of the wall. Fox News, Washington, D.C., and I can see the Fox talking heads going on about the possible firepower my ships have. How long it must have taken to get here, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to, but let's try CNN. CNN, Washington, D.C. And now I see the CNN talking heads on the wall, and they are wondering if I'm a gray or white alien. OMG, I knew they were idiots, but really? Wondering if I am a gray or white alien? Screen off. I swear I never want to watch TV again. I hear Sam snicker. I start going over the data from Sam until I'm tired enough to go to sleep. I tell Sam I'm off to bed and I'll see her in the morning. No cell alarm, yet I'm wide awake. If I'm not able to sleep, I may as well get my day started. There is nothing major happening today that I can think of, and I hope it remains that way. I see Sam is awake and say good morning. I wonder if she ever sleeps. I go to the replicator to get a coffee and see there is a lot more available. I ask Sam if she can show me quickly how the thing works now. She shows me how to use the video menu, how I can browse by breakfast, lunch, or dinner, by restaurant, by food groups, by cuisine ethnicity, by type of dish, and how to add a custom item like the DD coffee she added yesterday. Totally awesome. I grab a DD coffee for now and contact my ship commanders, who report all is tranquil in the system. I tell them to have the shields break into pairs and, heading in opposite directions, do a slow circuit around the system. I think it will be a good thing to show our presence in the system to the Confederacy, just so no one starts getting any bright ideas again. I tell them that each ship may protect itself and the others from any hostility. Each commander signals they understand, and the 4 shields break into pairs and start their cruise of the solar system. I make quick contact with Trank as a courtesy, letting him know the 4 shields are just doing a slow cruise around the solar system if that was okay with him. Trank said that was fine, so I thanked him and broke contact. Next up, I thought I'd try and contact Riker again and see how things were coming. Bingo! I was able to contact him this time. He told me everything was on schedule. I told him to send the cruise ship as soon as it was done, even though it wouldn't be needed for a while. I also told him to let me know when the second PG was close to being finished. And yes, I knew the first PG wasn't even started yet. Wow, it feels like I've accomplished so much already and my coffee is still hot. I decide to go see if the gym is set up yet and maybe get in a workout. It is set up and everything looks good. It is too big, really, but I guess if the ship was fully staffed with bodies and not first, that would be a different matter. I start out with a 30-minute run on the treadmill, but after a minute or two, I have to increase my speed and keep increasing it to feel like I'm working at it. Damn, I am running at 22 kilometers per h. I tried out the free weights next, and there is a noticeable increase in kilograms above what I usually use there as well. I will have to get some heavier plates made. I jumped on the digital scale and saw I was 20 kg heavier than normal. I mentally asked Sam about it, and she said that because of the enhancements, my bone density was increasing, making me less susceptible to fractured or broken bones. Ooh-ka. I got back to my suite and headed for the shower. I decided to take a few minutes and set up the shower settings so they'd be the same every time I turned it on. I started with the water temperature at 40 C with medium pressure and went from there, adjusting it if necessary. 42 C feels good, so I'll leave it there for now. Shower done, dressed, and hungry again. Back in front of the replicator, and I choose breakfast from the menu. I see it's already populated with headings like dishes, restaurants, country, raw ingredients, drinks, etc., and choose restaurants. I scroll down the short list of restaurants and choose Perkins, then select the Big Country Breakfast skillet. It consists of sausage chunks, smoked bacon, smoked ham, cheese, and cream gravy with 2 eggs, served over crispy potato tots in a skillet. I hadn't had one of these in more than 2 years. I tapped back to drinks and added a 355 milliliters glass of OJ. I hear a bored voice say, "It will take approximately 2 minutes and 50 seconds to complete your order, sire." I'm sorry I didn't know there was a first taking care of my replicator. Thank you for the message and for the coffee this morning. The bored-sounding voice said, "You are welcome, sire." Mr. First, don't take this the wrong way, but you don't sound very happy and you sound bored. Is there anything I can do to help you? I am sorry, sire. I want to serve you, but you are correct in that I am very bored. This is why I am unhappy. I used to be an AI programmer, but we don't use them anymore, so I'm sort of lost as to what I want to do. The breakfast skillet is ready, so I remove it from the replicator and ask if he can still talk with me if I go to my table with my meal. He says he can. I walk over to my table and sit down, taking a healthy forkful of food from the skillet. Oh man, this is good. My compliments to the chef. You are welcome, sire. First, please call me DD when we are in this type of situation, and no one needs to be formal. I take another forkful and savor the taste. I'd like to name you chef, if I may, as this meal tastes great. Thank you, sire. I shall do my best for you. I have no doubt you will, chef, though I don't see why you can't be chef and program AIs in your free time. I don't use the replicator that often, and as long your main assignment isn't neglected, I have no problem with your programming AIs. As a matter of fact, why not build and program AIs to take care of things like running the replicators, tracking scheduling or inventories, things like that. But please make them smarter than a calculator, ha ha ha. A much happier voice says, You mean that, sire? I can work on programming AIs again in my free time? Yes, why not? As long as there is not a first rule against it or anything. Sam pipes in saying, There is no rule against it, sire, so long as the main assignment is not neglected. Thank you, thank you, thank you, sire. I will make you the best AIs ever. You are welcome, chef. I look forward to seeing what you come up with. You made Chef a very happy first DD. I'd have been bored in his place too, Sam. Please pass this on to Riker and for him to inform all first. How about you, Sam? Being my PA must be slow and tedious for you at times. Are you interested in doing other things when your time permits? There will soon be so much to do and get done being with you, DD. A little downtime like right now is a good thing. I finish the skillet and sit back full and stuffed. That was great, chef. Thanks. I get up and drop everything through this recycler. Skillet and utensils only, as there wasn't any food left. You are very welcome, Dee. I won't let you get too bored today, Sam. We should discuss some things about Arcadia soon. Things like what we need for Arcadia to thrive, what laws we want in place, what is needed first and what can wait, requirements for people to move there, what animals we need, any flora or crops we need. There is a lot to go over, Sam. Okay, we can do that today, DD. Your security detail would like your approval on the humanoid forms and uniforms they have chosen. If we can get that done first, then we shouldn't have any interruptions while discussing Arcadia. That's fine, Sam. Let's see what they have chosen. Sam called out, Ladies, front and center, please. Oh my God. All 24 of them appeared, and it was as if they looked through my browsing history and chose the sexiest graphics females I had ever looked at. Sexy elf princesses, hot-blooded Latinas, harem girls, and hot alien females. I look over to Sam with a raised eyebrow, and she grins, saying, They are all humanoid in form. They decided to cover themselves with a uniform that consisted of black yoga pants with crimson accent stripes around thighs and ass, and a black full-sleeve crop top shirt showing about 3 of midriff. Crimson bordered patches on shoulder sleeves denoted they were a security detail. And which security detail? A crimson belt held an ND MK4 on one side and black anodized restraints on the other. I groaned, just what I need, more sexy women I can't touch. Girls, I can judge by his reaction he approves. Just think of the reaction someone trying to harm you will have when they first see your security detail, DD. I'm sure it will give your girls an added advantage. I have no doubt it will, ladies. The person will be stunned and gawking at you, to say the least. You all look great. I have a question, though. I see you have an ND MK4 and restraints as part of your uniform. I thought you couldn't manipulate solid objects? We can't, DD. They are not real and are just for show, though it would look like they were being used if the situation required it. The girls of the security detail all leave with big smiles on their faces, leaving Sam and I to get on with our talk about Arcadia. I grab a Tim Hortons 480 milliliters French vanilla coffee from Chef and have a sip. Ah, excellent. Sam and I spend a couple of hours talking about Arcadia and how to go about choosing which people to take and which ones are needed first. We agree that the results of a person's enhanced CAP test will give us the best start at choosing those we want and need on Arcadia versus those that should stay on Earth or in the Confederacy. I did say that I didn't want to separate families if at all possible. So we decided if a person was invited to go to Arcadia, They could take some or all of their immediate family under the age of 18, regardless of that person's CAP score. No family member with a CAP under 6.5 would be considered a concubine. But as per our agreement with the Confederacy, they would not be allowed to leave the Guardian solar systems. They would still need to have taken the enhanced CAP test, though. If an invitee wanted to bring someone else instead of some or all of their family members, or in the case of a person that is single, their Arcadia CAP score would be used to decide how many they could bring, and these would be considered concubines and be subject to the same rules as if they were Confederacy concubines. They too would still need to have taken the enhanced CAP test, though. Since 18 would be considered the age of adulthood on Arcadia, any family members between 14 and 18 years old would still be considered adolescents and not adults. However, because a 14-year-old is considered an adult on Earth, anyone 14 or older cannot be forced to go to Arcadia if they don't want to go. Also, if someone 14, 18 years old had a Confederacy sponsor score and wanted to take their harem, it would be better for them to wait for a pickup on Earth since they weren't considered to be an adult by Arcadia. Their CAP score didn't mean they could take a harem to Arcadia. In the same vein, persons that are 14, 18 years old and orphans are considered adults on Earth and can therefore choose to go to Arcadia. If they choose to go to Arcadia, they will be considered adolescents and will be placed with a family or in a guardian orphanage where they will be provided free of charge until their 18th birthday. Services such as housing, food, clothing, education, and social opportunities such as sports, etc. I also tell Sam that after our first year on Arcadia, there will be a 3-year mandatory service in the GDF, Guardian Defense Fleet, for all persons 18, 55 years of age. They will not be required to serve full-time unless they want to. Until our population is large enough, I see the GDF operating more like the American National Guard, training 1 week per month and on duty 1 month per year. But everyone will serve. If a person doesn't want to serve their country, they shouldn't be able to enjoy the benefits that the country provides them. I asked Sam to have the information we decided on added to the website, and we would go over it later to see how it looked. She said she'd pass the information to the web gurus. Sam, I'm going to go out for a ride in my FAC. Want to come? Sam, I'm going to go out for a ride in my FAC. Want to come? Laughing, Sam says, No, DD, I'm fine here. I wondered when you want to take it out. Ha ha ha. If you need me, I'll be here. But you will take a security detail with you. They are fully trained to fly the FAC as well. And I'll let Trank know you are going out for a joyride. Okay, thanks, this is Sam. One, did you get that? Have your team meet me at our launch bay. Can do, sire. We'll be there ready to go. I go to the launch bay and see my FAC and 3 others waiting to go. The 3 others are already manned and are waiting on me to get changed and get aboard. I quickly get changed into my flight suit, get on board my FAC, and head into the cockpit. I belt myself into the pilot's seat and ask if there are any first on board to act as co-pilot or sensors and weapons. I receive confirmation that there are 2 first on board instead of the normal 3, as usually the Guardian Prime didn't pilot the FAC. I laughed and told them I had to play with my toys. I asked for a systems check and am told we are green and ready to go. FACs 1, 2, and 3. This is FAC Leader. Confirm readiness to depart. All 3 confirm in sequence, so I get departure approval from flight operations, and we lift off, heading towards the launch bay exit in outer space. I tell the 3 other FACs to stay within 2 kilometers of the nearest FAC, and we were just going to fly around the outer edge of the solar system for a while, then head back to the flagship. We open the throttles a bit, and it is such as rush even if we didn't hit FTL speeds. We had been flying around for about 30 minutes testing the various systems when one of the first tells me he is picking up a weak distress call from a Confederacy ship. I ask if he is hearing anyone respond to the distress call. He says no one is responding. I quickly message Sam asking if she's coming, and in the blink of an eye, she appears on board. FACs 1, 2, and 3. This is FAC Leader. Lock on to the distress signal, and we will go and investigate it. I want everyone to power up weapons and shields now. Cloak now as well, and remain cloaked until I say otherwise. When we arrive at the scene of the distress call, only FAC-1, and I will decloak, and only when I say so. And sensors, I want a full sit rep as soon as we arrive. Sam and another voice say, "Yes, sire." I tell Sam she is my PA and to let the sensors and weapons first do their jobs. We really open the throttles now and hit FTL speeds very quickly and are soon arriving at the location of the distress call. Upon arriving, we see a large round swarm ship fire on a Confederacy ship taking out its engines. There are 4 smaller swarm ships heading towards the Confederacy ship, and it appears they are going to try and board it. Sensors tells me the big ship is called a hive ship and would easily overwhelm and destroy the smaller Confederacy ship. Sensors say it appears there are only the 5 swarm ships and the 1 Confederacy ship in this area of space at the moment. I asked sensors what kind of damage a hit from that big swarm hive ship would do to us, and am told we could take a few hits before anything started nearing a critical stage. I tell FAC-1 to stay on my wing and FAX-2 and 3 to take covering positions. FAX-1 and I position ourselves between the Confederacy ship and big swarm hive ship, and I have both of us decloak. Confederacy ship, this is Guardian Prime of Arcadia. It looks like you may need some assistance. Anything I can do to help? Hell yes, whoever you are. We could surely use whatever help you can provide. Confederacy ship, we will do what we can. FACs 2 and 3 decloak and have weapons target the swarm hive ship. 2 jumpers each full load. Fire with me on my mark. FAC-1 target and destroy the 4 smaller swarm ships. The bombs are called jumpers because they are jumped to the target via weapons using targeting sensors and transporter tech. The sensor contacts the target, the weapon is fired, and the bomb then picks up the info from the sensor and immediately jumps to the target. I hear sensors say, "The hive ship has fired on us. Contact in 4, 3, 2, 1 contact. Shields at 85% and regenerating. No damage. FAC-1 fire when ready. FAX-2 and 3 fire weapons with me in 3, 2, 1 fire." I can see the swarm hive ship being ripped apart as weapons from both FAX state. 2 jumpers fired. Contact with hive ship. Hive ship destroyed. Huh? Maybe a little overkill. Maybe just a little sire. Though 2 jumpers per FAC, full load, ensured there would be complete destruction of the enemy ship. FAC-1 hits the 4 smaller ships simultaneously, destroying them as well. Good shooting, FAC-1. Looks like the swarm are done for now. Sensors let me know if anything pops into the area. Yes, sire. Confederacy ship, this is Guardian Prime. It looks like we don't need to worry about the swarm for the moment, so let's see if we can get you squared away. Do you have anyone in need of medical assistance? Our casualties are in the med beds already, sir, and should be fine in a few hours. Our engines are gone, though, so we are more or less dead in the water. Confederacy ship, man. I hate saying that. Could you please tell me your name, sir, and if your AI is functioning? And you can call me Guardian Prime. My apologies, Guardian Prime. My name is Captain Arbuckle of the Confederacy Navy. Yes, my AI is functioning as are all other systems, except engines. I have to thank you for saving our ass. If you hadn't happened by, we'd be swarm McNuggets about now. So who are you and how did you stumble upon us? Thank you, Captain Arbuckle. I am Guardian Prime of Arcadia and the Guardian Solar Systems, and first of the first. Basically, that long-winded title means I am the ruler of Arcadia, the Guardian Solar Systems, and of a race called the First. We were doing some test runs with my FAC, my fast attack craft, in Earth's solar system, and heard a weak distress call, so we decided to come and investigate. Upon arriving, we saw Swarm versus Confederacy, and it was an easy decision to do our best to help. How did you manage to end up here? We were in a fight with the Swarm several sectors away, but got cut off from the rest of the Confederacy ships in the return route home, and had to fly in the opposite direction while trying to shake the Swarm. We arrived in this system and were almost immediately hit by the Swarm that were already here. Well, we probably don't want to hang around here just in case more Swarm decide to show up. So what say we see about getting out of here? Are you able to repair your engines? I'm told the engines are kaput and need replacing. No chance of repairing them. Any chance you can help us get home? Did you want to send a distress call and wait for help? Or would it be all right to see if we could somehow tow you home? Since you are the only one to answer our distress call, I don't want to sit around and see if someone else ever does. I'd appreciate a tow or any other way you can help us get home. Sam, can we tow the Confederacy ship with our FX? You could, sire, using all 4 FX, but it would be slow going. However, the Confederacy ship will easily fit in the landing bay of your flagship, and it would be many times faster than towing with the FX. Okay, Captain, you heard my PA. I'm going to contact my flagship and get them to come here, and we'll give you a ride home. Commander, this is Guardian Prime. I want you and Shields 1 and 2 to come to my location ASAP and for Shields 3 and 4 to remain in Earth's solar system. Time your speed to arrive here so there is still ample fuel to take the Confederacy ship to its base and return to Earth's solar system. Yes, sire. We shall arrive in 5 minutes. Thank you, Commander. That would be great, Guardian Prime. Any idea what time your flagship will arrive here? My commander tells me they will arrive in approximately 5 minutes, Captain. I'll have my fax land first, then a tractor beam will grab your ship and bring you inside the landing bay. At that time, if you and your people will leave all weapons on your ship, you can all come and hang out in the landing bay, and we'll see if we can't get some food and drink for you. That would be great, Guardian Prime. Would you mind our conchs coming too? It would make around 24 of us, and we'll leave our weapons on our ship. I have no problem with your conchs coming as well, Captain. My flagship and 2 shields arrive, and I hear some panic on the Confederacy ship, and someone asking, whose freaking ships are those? Those are my ships. They are a part of what is called the Guardian Prime Protective Group. They are my protection when in space. Hang tight, Captain, and we'll get you and your ship aboard ASAP. I tell my fax to land and to be put on display for the Confederacy to see. I also ask for my entire security detail to be visible, but don't appear threatening. We want to make friends with these guys, not enemies. Can we get some tables and chairs set up? And please tell me we have replicators nearby. After we've landed and things are set up, I have the commander grab the Confederacy ship and bring it in. The landing bay is huge and the Confederacy ship doesn't take up a lot of the available space. The Confederacy captain is a little taken back when they emerge from their ship and make their way over to where Sam and I are, with my security detail spread out to our sides. I walk over to meet the Confederacy captain and his crew once they are on the landing bay floor. Captain Arbuckle, welcome aboard my flagship, I haven't named it yet. I think I should do so now. Welcome aboard my flagship, the John and Janine Sanderson. Commander, please register the name of my flagship as the John and Janine Sanderson, nicknamed the J&J. Yes, sire. You honor your parents. Sorry about that, Captain. This is my PA and right-hand Samantha, and these ladies are my security. As a matter of fact, 2 were with me, and another 9 were in the other FX that helped take care of the swarm. Please, tell your people to feel free to use the replicators for whatever they need. Sam, can you have some of the security show them how to use the replicators if they are unsure? Certainly, sire. It has been taken care of. It is a pleasure to meet you, Captain Arbuckle. It is a pleasure to meet you too, Samantha. My number 2 and 3 people are in the med bed still, and everyone else has already run for the replicators. I can introduce to my head conch, Trina, if you don't mind my doing so. Captain, I have no problem meeting a conch. I do not think any less of a conch than I do of anyone else. It is a pleasure to meet you, Trina. May I get you and the captain a drink? It's nice to meet you, Guardian Prime, and you as well, Samantha. It is refreshing to hear your views on conch, sir. Many in the Confederacy don't share your views, unfortunately. I'd love a beer, but we all know how replicator beer tastes, bleh. Sam pipes in as we walk to a replicator. Well, Trina, we are not part of the Confederacy and don't share a lot of their views, and I think you might be surprised by our replicator beer. Captain, is there any particular brand you prefer? We'd both love a cold Corona if you have them. Yes, we have cold Corona. Please state how many you would like. Chef, is that you? Are you following me? Ha 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 ha. 2 cold Coronas for the captain and Trina, and a DD coffee for me, please. Coming right up, sire. And you have given me great happiness by allowing me to program AIs again, sire. So being your chef is the least I can do. The captain and Trina are looking at me a little weird, so I explain about Chef being bored and how he used to program AIs. I told him he could do both if he wanted to, and that made him a happy camper. Trina asked Sam if she didn't want anything to drink, and she and Sam move off to the side to chat on their own, leaving the captain and I to talk alone. I explained to him that Sam doesn't drink. He just nods in acknowledgement. I asked the captain if he would have his AI pass their home system coordinates to my commander, and we would get underway and have them home as quickly as possible. Commander, please get us to Captain Arbuckle's system as quickly as possible, but ensure we still have enough fuel to get us out of there immediately should we need to. Stop at the edge of their system, and I'll inform the Confederacy who we are, why we are there, and ask them where they want their ship. Commander, how long will it take us to get there? Sire, we can be there in 8 minutes without substantial fuel usage. Okay, Commander. Make it 20 minutes so these people can relax a little and we can get to know them. Yes, sire. 20 minutes to arrival. 20 minutes to arrival at the coordinates given, sire. Well, Captain, it looks like we will arrive at your system in about 20 minutes. Damn, that is fast. How could we get hold of a ship like this? No offense, Captain, but I'll never give the Confederacy an Arcadian ship or weaponry. My experiences with the Confederacy have not been the best so far. No offense taken, Guardian Prime. Is that why you told your commander to make sure there was enough fuel in case you had to leave immediately? You speak English very well and you look completely human. I'd never guess you weren't human. That's because I am human. I was born on and still live on Earth. I gave him the Reader's Digest version of how I ended up where I am now, and he is stunned. I can understand why you feel the way you do about the Confederacy, and I can see a CNC officer or someone from DECO, Department of Evacuation and Colonial Operations, trying to take your ship, but to completely ignore orders. He got what he deserved, and the rest of the people on the CNC should be thankful to be alive. Please know we are not all like that. I ask him to remember that when he hears rumors about us, and to remember he can have his AI confirm I told him the truth. The captain is looking around trying to take in everything, but there is only so much to see in a landing bay. We do go over and have a look at the FACs, and I give him a quick rundown on them. It looks like we are arriving, Captain, so please give me a minute to see if we can't get a location to let you and your people off. We arrive at the edge of their system, causing an initial panic, of course, until I state who we are and our purpose for being there. They are doubtful, so I have Captain Arbuckle confirm what I've said, and we are finally told to move to the shipyard and unload the ship and people there. The captain thanks me for saving his ship and crew again, and I reply I was glad I could help. He also thanks me for the beer, saying he wishes their replicator beer tasted as good. I quickly ask Chef for a case of 24 Corona and give them to the captain, creating a big smile on his face. The captain and his people are then transported to their shipyard's landing docks and head out to wherever they need to go. The system admiral contacts me and asks who I am and how I met up with Captain Arbuckle. I explain who and what we are, how we heard the captain's distress call and went to investigate. I offer to send him a video of the entire event, including the confrontation with the swarm if he wants it. He does, and I have Sam send him and Captain Arbuckle a copy. The Admiral gives us his thanks, and I inform him we will leave his system now and return to Earth. Ah yes, we received orders that only transport ships on extraction or colony transport missions can travel there now. Yes, I heard that is true for the time being, Admiral. I bid the Admiral a good day and head back to Earth. Sam is just looking at me, so I ask if something is bothering her. Why did you reprimand me on board the FAC? What do you mean? When did I reprimand you? When I responded after you asked for a sit rep from sensors. You told me I was your PA and to let the sensors and weapons first do their jobs. I didn't consider that a reprimand, Sam, but I didn't want to have more than one person giving me information when I needed it. The two first on my FAC are my crew. They know the equipment and can best interpret what they see. So I wanted the information to come from them. And think, how would you like it if someone else tried doing your job as my PA? She pouts, saying, okay, I see your point. I didn't think about it that way. I'm sorry. No apology is necessary, Sam. I didn't think you had done anything wrong. Didn't I introduce you as my right hand? Sam smiles. Yes, you did. Thank you. We are arriving at Earth's solar system, sire. Thanks, Commander. Shield 3, is there anything to report? Nothing to report, sire. I contact Lunar Base as a courtesy and let them know we are back and will be returning to our previous orbit. I asked Sam who can give the FACs we just used an inspection to ensure there was no damage from the hit we took, and to make sure all is still functioning properly. Sam says that the first on each FAC will take care of that after every use.